you see when that's low, when that save file is though? I think they've got to redo everything up until that point. Oh fuck. Well, let's get going and hope for the best. Speedrun time. Is there a skip dialogue button?
Let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it.
Nope, not that button. There's an auto mode. Skip text. Control key. Let's just get back to the point where we were at. So funny.
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer.
It's just making
The
faces
killer
like this.
used that
Yeah.
hammer and beat the crap out of him.
Was it this one? It was. Okay.
No, that's wrong.
Alright. Now that we've done that, let's continue on.
I see. The only
I wonder
thing
how long it'll take me to get back to the point where I was.
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over?
No,
There we
that's
go.
wrong.
I like how occasionally it'll just like make that little ding and like pause.
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
No, that's wrong. Both of those towers, are they really?
It's the next part that I'm probably going to take a while to get through.
Then how about this? Somebody moved Nekomaru's body.
While we were moving from. Oh.
There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
Moving the body and the pillar in such a short time. That might be hard even for Monokuma, don't you think?
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong. Wielding the power of the future of the pillar, the body, everything at...
Allow me to cut through those words.
Feels good not screwing that up, just saying.
Moving the body and pillar. talking about the final...
Let me explain.
Alright, what doesn't make sense in this picture? Time to start with this.
Here! If the structure...
Alright, 6 minutes. It took like 6 minutes to get back to this spot. Not bad.
Here! You said this photo was taken from the hidden room inside the final dead room, right? If that's the case, then that means it should have been taken from the first floor of Strawberry House.
Yeah, it should have been.
Why does he say that like he's so pissed that it's... I don't know. He sounds like he's pissed and it's not from the first floor of Strawberry House. But I mean, technically it still is. Though the first floor of Strawberry House may not be the first floor in general.
Then, this is definitely strange. This photo doesn't look like it was taken from the first floor. The angles suggest it was taken from higher up.
That's right. Good call.
It makes me uncomfortable that the music went dead like as soon as he praised Hajime.
In summary, this is the truth contained in this photo. The first floor of Strawberry House is located in a high area, and Grape House is not behind the tower.
Uh-huh.
It's not? Are you saying that Grape House is merely an illusion spell cast by Monokuma's cursed eye?
We'll get back to you and illusions in a moment.
From this point on, do your own thinking. Now that you've finally met the same requirements as me. If you guys are truly symbols of hope, you can easily solve a simple mystery like this. It might be possible for Hajime to solve it too, even though he's just a normal high school student.
Hajime was trying to figure out if he should be proud or concerned about Nagito complimenting him, so he stopped the music to think.
Despite the fact that you don't have a real talent, you already know about the other clue.
I know I mentioned this, like, in a post, but it really is impressive that Nagito's got this kind of attitude at somebody who managed to pass entrance exams for a school like Hope's Peak, even as a reserve course student. I mean, when he got in because he's the ultimate lucky student, like, he got a lot of... his rich kid is showing. The other clue? Is he talking about that one time? Hi, hello there, Hajime. Nagito, why are you here? Because I showed up. Strawberry House is on top of Grape House. Hold on. Yeah, sure, this is probably good, yeah. Because I showed up. You showed up? How did you even come here? Maybe I teleported?
You're referring to when you suddenly appeared on the second floor of Grape House, right?
Because, he, like, went through a hatch. Didn't he? So he had to go down through the ceiling, right? Or he...
I'm asking you just to be safe. At the time, where do you think I came from?
The top floor, right?
Such sharp eyes. So you realized it already?
Top floor. So the third floor?
Hajime, I had so much faith in you. bracing myself for whatever smart-ass statement Nagito is gonna say.
But the
Oh,
Monokuma
good.
archive should be the only room on the 3rd floor of Grape House.
What does it mean?
I love him, but I want to smack him sometimes. What was that? Was that thing just now another hint to figuring out the mystery behind the funhouse's structure? The reason Nagito appeared from the 3rd floor, using the photo he took, I might be able to find the answer if I just think about it. Alright, let's do this. Are you sure you want to think that hard? So Nagito is such my character? He is. Oh god. Fuck. It's focus time. I hate those things. Question 1. Strawberry House, they both exist. But I think they're stacked on top of each other rather than being on one side or another. Bastardized triangles. Okay, Strawberry House and Grape House, the same building or two different buildings? They're the same building, I would think. Ah. Triangles. How short? Vertically. That's the thing. Elevators don't tend to go side to side. It's like if Lily, Mikuni, and Serena combine, which would be a terrifying idea. It really is a terrifying idea, but you're not wrong. That is a great description.
It's all coming together. Got it. I know the secret of the funhouse.
Then let me hear it. What kind of answer will you give, I wonder?
In the picture Nagito took from Strawberry House, I didn't see Grape House at all. So where did Grape House go? There was only one possibility. It was in a position where it couldn't be seen from Strawberry House.
Good job, Hajime. Thank you for pointing out the obvious. I can't see it in the picture, so it must be somewhere where I can't see it in the picture. Also, just gonna say, Nagito has a great, evil mastermind voice.
Which means Strawberry House and Grape House are in the same building, but on different floors.
Same building, different floors?
Then the two houses aren't two different 3-story buildings. They're actually one 6-story building?
Yeah.
If you think about it like that, based on Nagito's picture, it's clear where Strawberry House is located.
Where is Strawberry House located?
I see!
I like how he says that, and then it's just like,
On
where
top of
is
Grape
Strawberry
House.
House located?
That's where Strawberry House is located. Because of that, the photo taken from the first floor of Strawberry House was at a high angle. Altogether, this means the first floor of Strawberry House is also the 4th floor above Grape House.
Oh, snap. I never expected that the two houses were connected vertically.
Every time she uses any kind of slang, it feels like the hello fellow kid, how do you do fellow kids meme. It's like the cadence of her speech that's doing it to me.
But what about the shape of the building? The two houses were completely different shapes.
Strawberry House is 4-sided, and Grape House is 6-sided, right?
So here's this thing about building. You can change the shape of the walls of different floors. Like, you don't have to build the entire building just exactly one way all the way up.
It never occurred to us that they were the same building because it was structured with 2 different shapes.
But was it really? Because, like, sections of Grape House were barred off to kind of make it a rectangular shape.
A quadrilateral and a hexagon, overlaid atop each other to misdirect how we would perceive them. And it worked, didn't it? Disregarding the tower, we fully believed the 2 houses were 2 separate, distinct buildings.
In order to conceal the unique design of the funhouse, Monokuma put us to sleep so we couldn't look at the outside of the building when he brought us to it.
You've just been Kuma'd! Don't you think a building full of so many surprises totally deserves to be called a fun house?
You know what? I'm with Monokuma on that.
Then it's true? The building was really like that?
That's right! Those 2 houses exist on different floors in the same building!
Constructing a building like that on your own without my knowledge? How horrible!
Then what about the towers? Are they arranged vertically just like the houses?
Yeah, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower should have also been different floors inside the same building. Just like Strawberry House was on top of Grape House. Strawberry Tower was also on top of Grape Tower.
However, if they're different floors within the same building, why was Nekomaru's body in both places?
Is the floor for the towers moving with the elevators as well?
Aw, your precious hammies don't know? But it's so simple.
Patsy, your jealousy is showing.
Alrighty then. I'll be the one who solves this mystery in a flash. Please watch me, Miss Sonia.
Oh, I see. Do whatever you like.
I'll definitely make her watch me. I'm gonna stand out till she notices me.
What?
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash.
He's
Hurry
trying
up,
so hard.
dumbass.
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
You mean a fake body?
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a dummy from spare parts.
You're magnificent, Gundam!
No fair! You totally stole my spotlight!
So which one was the fake body?
Shut up! Just pick one of them!
She really is a one woman hype team, damn. Something like that even possible.
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash!
Then hurry up, dumbass.
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy!
There's no way Sonia ain't aware, right? Yeah, there's no way she's not aware that of what she's doing. You're not making any sense. If you got something to say, just say it.
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash!
Then hurry up, dumbass.
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy!
You mean a fake body?
Yeah, she's gotta be used to it.
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a dummy from spare parts.
You're magnificent, Gundam!
No fair! You totally stole my spotlight!
So which one was the fake body?
Shut up! Just pick one of them!
I don't know which one it is. Like, I've got no idea which bullet to use here. Because I almost would think that you'd need to do something with the clock that went off. Or maybe it's the wire, but I don't know where to do the wire. Yes, tell me which bullet, please. I'll figure out the statement. I can't figure out which bullet, though. Strange feeling again?
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash!
Hajime's like
dumbass.
relying on the whole strange feeling truth
One of the
bullet, isn't
bodies
he?
in one of the towers was actually a dummy!
No, that's wrong! Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy. That can be proven by Kazuichi's account.
Hajime this trial. Just a hunch. Hey, if it helps, that's also me this trial.
Huh? Me?
Remember? When we moved from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower, we thought the body had moved. And that's when you said...
Not just that, the parts that I carefully arranged when I disassembled the body all moved too.
Right up until that moment, you were disassembling Nekomaru's body at Grape Tower, right? The killer couldn't have known how you'd take apart his body, so they couldn't have built a dummy.
Oh, one change B3 makes so that you can read the evidence linked to the truth bullet during the debate. I will love that.
Unless Kazuichi was the one who built the dummy, then it would be a different story.
There we go. I knew at some point suspicion would be thrown on Kazuichi. So that, no, you don't have to rely on name and memory. Yeah. So I got terrible memories. Like, there ain't no save files.
Miss Sonia, that's a pretty harsh joke.
Speaking of save files, out of paranoia, just in case. Oh, she is not joking, Pepsi. Honey, you done fucked up.
You are joking, right?
Oh. No. There's no chance that, like, Sonia knows it's Gundam and is opting to try to help Gundam here, right? This is just because she's tired of dealing with Kazuichi trying to hit on her, right?
It's alright. Kazuichi is not the killer. If he was, he wouldn't have fixed the elevator or the button in Strawberry Hall. It'd be much more convenient for the killer if it stayed broken.
She got a point there.
I see. That is disappointing.
Tell us how you really feel, Sonia.
I'm even more disappointed.
Poor Kazuichi. Like, all he's been doing this entire game is simping for her and making himself look suspicious. And now she has very much developed an interest in another character, and it's just like, I'm tired of dealing with him. I think it might have finally clicked until the end of the trial.
However, even if Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy, it's meaningless if we don't have the important answer.
The reason Nekomaru's body was in both towers, even though it was supposed to be on different floors.
Maybe it was simply moved?
The body moved to a different floor?
Same way your body moves to a different floor when you, like, go on an elevator.
You can't think of a device like that? A device that moves things to different floors in the same building?
See, I was like, I'm really gonna have to spell this out for you, ain't I? A device like that? Device to transport things to different floors in the same building. Oh god, we're gonna we're gonna have to spell this out to Hajime too. I feel like I've seen that before. Alright, let's do this. Wait, I didn't mean literally spell it out, dude. I haven't clicked the correct one. I have not. There we go, correct mouse button. How do you spell elevator? Never mind, I'm figuring this out.
Got it!
I'm good at spelling until I think about having to spell something, and then I don't know how to spell anything in the world.
Must be talking about an elevator.
What? Are you saying Nekomaru's body was transported using an elevator?
Where the hell is this elevator anyway?
Well, it would very quickly explain the doors won't open if you're on another floor.
It's the tower itself. The inside of the tower is one big elevator.
I can't believe I accidentally figured that out.
Which means the tower was designed so that the whole room goes up and down like an elevator.
I do. I love the way Gundam Search works too. It's amazing.
So whether you enter from Strawberry Hall or Grape Hall, it all leads to the same room, right?
So that's why we could only enter it from one side or the other.
Now that you mention it, sometimes when I pressed the door button, it took a while for it to open.
I see. We were basically waiting for the room to arrive, just like an elevator.
Please hold on. If the inside of the whole tower ascends and descends like an elevator, then why is there a picture of a strawberry on the far back door when you enter from Grape Tower?
Oh, don't worry. I have an answer for that one, Sonia. Because Monokuma wanted to fuck with you.
And a picture of a grape on the far back door when you enter from Strawberry Tower.
If the room just moves up and down like an elevator, there's no reason for the doors to change.
Plus, after the incident, the far back door in Grape Tower had chains wrapped around it, right? But when we entered Strawberry Tower, those chains were gone.
Not just that, but if I remember correctly, even the doorknob was broken off.
There are too many strange things. Was that tower really an elevator?
I'm just waiting for Nagito to pull out that whole, oh yeah, I sent Katsuichi in the elevator with my pocket knife that has a compass on it, and it turned 180 degrees.
When you see people and things, make sure you focus on the good parts instead of the bad.
did you say?
So, let's put aside what's changed and focus our attention on what hasn't.
Why do we have to do that?
He just like busts out a motivational line in the middle of this class trial.
It's fine. Come on. What does everything that hasn't changed have in common?
The things that didn't change when we moved between the two towers. That includes the body, the pillar, and the oil. We've been talking about that stuff for a while now. There shouldn't be anything strange about them, not even the fact that they all moved with the elevator. The one thing they all have in common... They were all on the floor?
Is it safe to say that all the items on the floor didn't change?
And?
So, that sprite there, in combination with the rest of this, just kind of feels like he's going, what do you mean, and? Did I not get it right?
Why did the picture on the far back door change? If you can figure that out, you'll have the answer. The reason is because that elevator has something unique about it.
Something unique about that elevator.
I see!
Only the floor moves.
So that's it. The elevator was designed so only the floor moved.
Only the floor moved?
Which means the whole room wasn't an elevator, only the floor was. That's why we saw different doors in each tower. Which means on the first floor of Grape Tower, the door on the far back wall had a strawberry design.
This still isn't answering the 180 degrees question about the items on the floor.
And on the fourth floor, which was Strawberry Tower, a different door on the far back wall had a grape design.
Then, where do the different floors lead?
What do you mean, honey buns? I thought that was well
want to say they lead
established.
outside, but they're probably just for show.
Okay, good. We're talking about the other side. I thought that she was talking about, like, you know, the ones that, like, you walk in through. Slightly less concerning.
Just for show? Why was something like that necessary?
So that you would think that it was connected in a straight line.
So we'd falsely believe that the doors were connected to where their picture signified. It was actually very effective. Because of that, we totally misunderstood the building's structure.
I don't get it. But I guess it means whoever designed this building had a totally twisted personality. Did you hear that, Monami?
Don't blame this on me. Take responsibility for yourself.
Then I'll take responsibility and gently caress you.
Like, there's no way that's gonna happen. Stop with the tasteless jokes.
By the way, what does the chain on the far back door in Grape Tower mean?
It was probably wrapped there by the killer to keep us as far from Strawberry Tower as possible.
Why?
Because of that chain. You guys thought you couldn't enter there, right?
I forgot about that moment. I wish I could forget about it. Like you said, I could probably use these parts to repair that button, but seriously, hold on. Even if you do repair the button, what's going to happen to the chain on the other side of the door? See? The door that leads to Strawberry Hall has a chain wrapped around the doorknob. Even if you fix the button on the Strawberry Hall side, the door doesn't open as long as that chain is there. You don't need to worry about that at all. Eh?
The killer destroyed the Strawberry Hall button, so we'd stay away from Strawberry Tower. Everything, was done to tamper with the evidence so we wouldn't find out about the secret of the funhouse. The appearance of a body in the tower would contradict what we thought we knew about the building. In that situation, if we'd gone to Strawberry Tower, we'd have seen that contradiction firsthand. And using that as a clue, we might have discovered the truth. The truth that the two houses and the two towers are actually one complete vertical building. The killer wanted to keep us from learning that. That's why they made us stay away from Strawberry Tower.
They destroyed the button and wrapped a chain around the door just for that?
Apparently.
Would it really have inconvenienced the killer if we learned the true structure of the building?
Actually, that's a good question. Would it?
It would have been a major inconvenience.
Do tell, how so?
After all, this funhouse is strongly connected to the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru.
Oh yeah, we still haven't actually figured out how he was killed.
Hold on. You're progressing much too quickly. There's still a contradiction concerning the building structure.
Look at Gundam to the rescue. Are we going to talk about the fact the floor turned around?
What a pain. It's fine already.
Gundam, please proceed.
I'm sorry. Kazuichi, I'm sorry. But it's so funny.
You said earlier that Strawberry House and Grape House are connected vertically, right? If so, how does the contact elevator supposedly transport us from one house to the other?
Oh, we're finally getting to that. See, now that you mention it, I completely forgot about that matter.
If that elevator moves vertically, then when your back is facing the elevator, both towers should be on the same side. But does this reflect reality? Inside Grape House, Grape Hall is on your right when your back is to the elevator. And inside Strawberry House, Strawberry Hall is on your left when your back is to the elevator. Which means the houses are on exact opposite sides of the tower. Answer me, fiend! What does this mean?
You know what? I approve of you calling him fiend.
What does this mean?
Good job, Sonia. I agree. What does this mean? If the two houses are connected vertically, the position of the tower should be the same in both houses. But in fact, when my back was facing the elevator in Grape House, the tower was on my right. And when my back was facing the elevator in Strawberry House, the tower was on my left. How can I break through this contradiction?
If the two houses are connected vertically,
The elevator should move.
vertically, not horizontally.
However, at both houses, if the contact elevator is behind you, the towers are in opposite directions.
Which means your reasoning
It's clearly contradictory.
What's with this iron curtain of teamwork?
Honestly, I'm on the same page as Kazuichi here. So Gundam and Sonia have matching arguments. It sounds like it makes sense, but is that really correct?
if the two houses are connected vertically,
The elevator should move.
vertically, not horizontally.
However, at both houses, if the contact elevator is behind you, the towers are in opposite directions.
Which means your reasoning
It's clearly contradictory.
What's
I
with
feel
this iron curtain of teamwork?
I feel like I'm supposed to be absorbing one of the statements and shooting it at the other. but I'm not sure if that's right. Wow, apparently I still feel like I know the end result. My brain is not getting me to it at any point. Let's try this again. So really quick,
The two houses are connected vertically.
The
wait,
elevator should
Kazuichi's
move.
account's here.
Vertically, not horizontally.
However, at both houses, if the contact elevator is behind you, the towers are in opposite directions.
Nope, that didn't work. I assure you, when the elevator is behind you, each tower exists in opposite directions. So... I bet your back is getting
Damn
squished.
it!
Made a mistake.
The two houses are connected vertically.
The elevator should move.
Vertically, not horizontally.
Ah!
No, that's wrong!
I knew it was Kazuichi's, thing.
The elevator wasn't just moving vertically. Isn't that right, Kazuichi?
Huh? Me?
Yes, you.
Come on. You used the elevator while you were holding that compass Nagito gave you, right?
Ah, that. Yeah, it was pretty strange. From start to finish, somehow the compass needle rotated 180 degrees.
Rotated 180 degrees?
Meaning, as the elevator moved between the two houses, it also rotated 180 degrees.
Thank you for the recap, Chiaki.
It was probably following the building's perimeter as it rotated to the other side.
I threw Sushi's toy behind me, and she just launched herself over my futon and smacked into the wall in the process. She's fine. She's enjoying the fuck out of her toy, but, like, a little less enthusiasm, honey.
Which means the exit would be on the opposite side once you arrived at the other house, right?
And thanks to that, the tower we saw on our right side when we arrived at Grape House appeared on our left side when we were at Strawberry House.
An elevator that rotates while it moves. Is that even possible? It's like something from an amusement park.
Fuyuhiko, did you forget that we were in an amusement park?
Well, a funhouse is an amusement park attraction, you know. And since the building doesn't really need to be structurally practical, it makes for some splendid fun.
That's not splendid at all! You're inhuman!
No, this does sound like a fun elevator, I'm not gonna lie.
You say I'm inhuman, but I'm just a bear. So I was never human to begin with. I'm different from these lowly humans.
So we're done with the secret of the funhouse, right? Then let's start talking about the important stuff. What's the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru? And how'd they combine it with the pillar?
He got you there, Mono. Yeah, Monokuma did in fact like have a point there.
Huh? You still don't know what the ultimate weapon is yet? It's what I found at the Octagon, you know.
What is the Octagon? I haven't heard about that yet.
You can get it. You can get it. There you go.
Oh my. I can't believe I have to explain that now.
Did Fuyuhiko miss the description of the final dead room or something?
As long as you know what an octagon means, you can solve this simple mystery easily.
What an octagon means.
I see!
If I recall, an octagon is a shape with 8 sides, right?
Oh, this is the question?
I didn't expect you to know that. For a substitute reserve course student, you're quite knowledgeable.
Damn! Ah, the one that was harder in Japanese did how it was spelled. Kind of like the writing on the wall in the first trial for the first game.
I guess I should continue listening. Where is the place befitting of the name Octagon?
Place befitting of the name Octagon, it's probably... What? It would... There's no way I'm gonna get this right the first click. Grape House is the octagon, but isn't Grape House 6-sided? You're right. Looks like I had a little misunderstanding. Everyone's staring. Looks like I just made a fool of myself in front of everyone. Yeah, like any of this is making sense to me. Huh? The octagon is inside the tower, but isn't the tower circular? You're right.
Crap!
Yeah.
Crap!
What? Okay. I got nothing there. Don't tell me, you've totally given up on thinking and we're doing something else. Unfortunately, I wasn't giving up on thinking. Otherwise, there's no way to reach the time limit for such an easy problem. Don't you fucking lie to me!
Crap!
Damn it, what the hell am I doing? I need to hurry up and think it over one more time. Ah, fuck. There we go. Yes. Cause like this I don't do spatial awareness very well, and this is like absolute nonsense to me right now. This entire trial has been nothing but nonsense, and I don't know how to get from point A to point B. But I know what points A and points B are. I'm gonna drink some water. To click the top of Grape House. Like here?
Here!
What? How? Hajime! Tell me!
Talking about the secret room surrounded by concrete in the depths of the final dead room.
Why is that place the octagon?
You know how the four-sided strawberry house is on top of the six-sided grape house? If you cut a four-sided shape out of a six-sided one, you get 8 edges. It becomes an 8-sided shape.
Or what is this tomfuckery?
That's basically the gist of it. The true identity of the octagon is that secret room in the depths of the final dead room. In actuality, that place contained various weapons.
Then the ultimate weapon was there too?
That's a little different. I learned the true identity of the ultimate weapon at the octagon.
Learned?
The true identity of the ultimate weapon is the funhouse. Which means the killer used the building structure as their weapon and killed Nekomaru.
Hold on, I'm thinking and processing. This is making sense, I just don't know how to put it into words. He could have been put into sleep mode and then had the wire wrapped around like the top of the pillar and Nekomaru. I don't know if that's like I understand what it's trying to do. I'm just still not sure how it's doing it.
Like me, the killer probably realized the secret of the funhouse from the scenery, and then thought of a way to kill making use of the building structure.
The funhouse itself is the weapon, so they killed using the building structure?
That's why the killer tried to keep us from learning the mystery of the building. But more importantly, using the building itself as a weapon? Such a spectacular crime.
You know, I have to say, Nagito, you'd probably be much better off if you just go ahead and start rooting for despair instead of hope. Like, you are much more attuned to that type of thing.
It truly deserves to be called the ultimate weapon.
The funhouse is the true identity of the ultimate weapon? What does that mean? What does this mean? How does the killer use that to murder Nekomaru? And who is the killer who did that?
Hiya!
Why, hello there! I thought of a new bad word to call Monami. I can already tell I won't be pleased by this. Let me say it right away. I'm already used to insults and slander. There's no way I'll get hurt by a mere word. Monami is a serious defatly? What is this? That's much more straightforward than I expected. Defatly? Huh. That's not it. That's not it at all. Stupid, fat, and ugly. The perfect stream attack incorporating all 3 of these words would be... Ta-da! Stufatly. There's a fat hidden in there? Monami. That's the only one that made sense.
Okay, everyone, all together now! Monami is a serious Stufatly.
Yes, we will be saving our progress.
Hello! I hope your day is well. I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up. My heart's thumping like crazy.
will have a laid-back, so what attitude and go ahead with high energy. Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
But be careful that your batteries don't run out for various reasons. And just like I say each time, don't forget to save frequently.
Imagine seeing this in the middle seeing this while in the middle of the class trial. Like, Monica calls a recess and forces everyone into a room to watch their skits. That's how I imagine this is happening.
I never expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon.
Oh no, we shocked her.
Oh well, let's just press on ahead.
Never mind, we good.
Is it really alright to accept a situation so easily?
I mean, we ain't got much choice, Sonia. She sounded panicked, and then she just, like, swapped on over to normal.
I mean, that's not what's important. The thing that's really important is the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Mekomaru's murderer?
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon? Nagito said it, you know.
She just had to get it out of her system real quick.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
Well, that's new.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but I will sincerely retract that remark.
Oh no.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know. If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
You say such falsehoods, per usual.
Hey, Gundam. What part was the falsehood? Was it the murder not being for the sake of hope by any chance?
There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder.
But you see, I realize y'all are a bunch of idiots who would probably slip on a banana as soon as you get out of the killing game.
Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
I see.
That was an awfully short I see, Nagito. You're plotting some shit.
It's fine. Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can.
In that case, I don't think you should be leaving him alone, Akane.
Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything, you know.
Contain yourself, girl.
Akane! You're drooling waterfalls?
Nagito, as usual, I can't tell what he's thinking. I have no idea if he's serious or not.
Anyway, if the killer used the building structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
Nekomaru's cause of death, huh? Oh, hiccup. He was horribly damaged, as if he was beaten senseless with a blunt object. But if he was beaten with a blunt object, it wouldn't be a kill that utilized the building structure. So, what was Nekomaru's cause of death that also utilized the building structure? Falling, maybe?
I see! That's it. I think he
Oh.
might have died from falling.
Okay, makes sense. Okay. I can't explain how that makes sense, but that makes sense.
Died from falling?
If the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
That I don't know yet.
don't just make things up when you don't know the method. Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
It might be possible in the tower.
Akane, did you figure something
You
out?
could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
Yes.
Did you forget how the elevator functions? When it's on the 1st floor, the door on the 4th floor won't open.
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
You're awfully opinionated about this, sir.
But my gut is going crazy right now.
If Nekomaru died from falling, where did the killer shove Nekomaru from? If I'm going to reach the truth behind this incident, I need to solve that mystery next. Water? Water?
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Mekamaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on! Did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside, the other door won't open. Which means the elevator wouldn't have moved either.
That must be the threshold of that elevator.
I need to seriously understand Nekomaru fell to his death. For a dude who was more concerned about his earring in the first trial, you sure are awfully talkative right now. Yeah, he is. Looks like it's all up to me.
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Mekamaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor.
Nope, that didn't. Does what you mentioned have anything to do with what I just said? Nobody's letting me talk now. Now I know how you feel in a non-stop debate. Chiaki!
Damn it!
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Mekamaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor.
I feel like... Sorry, Chiaki, I'm trying to think. It's gotta have something to do with the alarm going off, which would be Fuyuhiko's account. I'm just not sure how. Or maybe the alarm was to distract them. How'd they even turn the alarm on the clock on anyways?
Damn it!
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Mekamaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on! Did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object, it...
No, that's wrong!
Got it.
That sensor should only work if something is moving. If Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Could it be his sleep mode?
When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down, and he enters sleep mode. If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed him, right?
I see. So that's how...
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it.
Did you really need to interrupt Vegeta?
There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from. Yes?
Oh, don't worry, we're getting to that, honey buns.
That's what I was about to explain before Kazuichi interrupted me.
Silence, pest!
Sonia, you may want to dial it back a little bit.
You're calling me a pest?
A way to create the drop inside the elevator while Nekomaru is still in it. Chiaki seems to have had an idea. What way could that be? Sorry, Dad.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
Even Hajime is not listening to me. How 100 mega shocking. No, seriously, there's a way to create the difference in elevation. And I'm trying to show you that.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is...
The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
Silence, pest!
Don't be so cold. What if I start to enjoy it?
Oh, crazy!
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is...
The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
I
There we
agree
go.
with that.
That's what I thought it was gonna be, and then I was like, no, I should probably at least listen to the entire
the
thing
doorknob have
first,
scrape
and then
marks
I
on it?
got, I encountered Kazuichi discovering something about himself.
That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob...
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair.
That's right. He was suspended in midair.
Huh?
The killer tied up Nekomaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode. Tied the tip of the wire into a knot and hung it on the doorknob to the 4th floor. With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower. And suspended Nekomaru in midair.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like...
Monokuma phrasing, please!
You better not finish that sentence.
The killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Too easy.
Kazuichi.
So what if they created a drop? There's no way you can make him fall and die with just that.
Why?
If Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that, then how do you get him to fall?
When we hit the button to open the door to the tower. When the door's open, what is it doing with the door handles?
Because if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall. Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a... How would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
I agree with what Kazuichi is wondering. Seems certain that a difference in elevation inside the tower was used to kill Nekomaru. I need to find the answer and counter Kazuichi's
Even if they
remarks.
suspended Nekomaru, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that. Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off.
Damn it!
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
What the hell did you say? I'm not the type of coward who get thrown off by a messed up remark like that. I can't cut through Kazuichi's rebuttal with this. I need to think it over one more time.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right? If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that to himself. Now's the time if you... But in that case, you still won't be able to explain the drop. Moving the elevator with Nekomaru inside is just impossible. End of story.
Damn it!
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from... How would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right? If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that to himself. Now's the time, but in that case, you still won't be able to explain the drop. Moving the elevator with Nekomaru inside is just impossible. End of story.
Hold on, thanks to Kazuichi, I think I figured out how the killer dropped Nekomaru. Alright, if I use that evidence, I should be able to break through Kazuichi's remarks too.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own?
Crap!
What? Nekomaru fell on it. Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
Allow me to cut through those words! What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
What are you saying? Like, how would he even wake up?
I knew what I was trying to get at, I just wasn't entirely sure how to get at it at first.
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why, if something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right? Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
And then, In order to make him fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
Were they? Because that looks like the middle of the knob.
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to break off.
Was that unexpected for the killer too?
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
The killer didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that even happened was because... In that case, I shall use my full power. Ah! With a fierce roar, Nekomaru put all his power into grabbing the doorknob with both hands. But... Not yet. Here it comes. The incredible strength of 1,000,000 horsepower. Ah! Wait, isn't it creaking? If you break off the doorknob, we'll be stuck in here. That's really what it was. Then that's the clue Nekomaru left for us to find.
I see. So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Do you finally understand now?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig.
Hey, honey, if you have a breakdown, please don't have it in the courtroom.
Isn't that right, Miss Sonia?
Ah, fuck.
If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so.
Never mind, I'd rather you have a breakdown in the courtroom.
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey, why aren't you teasing me anymore?
This guy, he gets off on this.
So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down.
I like that. No, you're just like, anyways, back on topic, please, for the love of all things holy.
That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too, right?
That doesn't mean Nekomaru crashed straight into the floor. The moment Nekomaru fell to the floor, the only thing I can think that happened to him was he collided with the pillar.
See.
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
You know, and you guys wonder why I don't look up DL anymore? Yeah, I do feel like, they distract themselves during the class trial enough that it would disappoint anyone.
Finally, the pillar!
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. And if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
No, you have... Akane, like, was on point with that, honey. You are now baby gangsta.
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. Because even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed. How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
That's what I want to know!
Another mystery I don't understand. Seriously, it's just one after another. But I can't choke up at a time like this. Just a little more and I'll be able to reach the truth. There should definitely be a clue to breaking through this contradiction.
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
Didn't hit the right button. Either way. That's the only thing I can think of. The killer messed with the clock in Nekomaru's chest, and thanks to that, the time of death got screwed up.
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest. That's gotta be it!
The alarm that caused Nekomaru's death rang at 7:30 a.m., but we discovered his body before 7 a.m. I need to crush one possibility at a time if we're going to break through this contradiction.
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
No. We're the one who discovered. That should not be a mistake.
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
There's that in the process.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
Damn it!
I wonder, should I be shooting for
We headed for Grape Tower.
Statement?
Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Yep. Am I really going to have to request assistance on every single one of these this time?
Crap!
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest. That's gotta be it!
So the thing is, the clock that was the wall clock that was going off at 7:30. And he's got a radio clock, which means that it shouldn't have been incorrect. Oh.
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's...
No, that's wrong.
Ah, thank you. I knew it was something to do with one of the clocks.
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Please believe me, we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding?
Oh. He is so precious. He called her a human instead of a fiend. Oh, he's so fucking precious.
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog food.
This time-related contradiction. I don't think I should doubt the testimonies. I should doubt the clock. There's no mistake that something was done, but what was it? Perhaps we've overlooked something. Maybe we're misunderstanding something? I think if I focus and think, I should be able to find the answer to that mystery. Oh, fuck. Why are there so many of these in this one? Well, that went well. What did Hajime and the others misunderstand? Time in the building, right? Yeah, okay. Taking my sweet ass time because I'm trying not to fall off of this thing over and over. Fuck. Oh no. I don't like the prospect of whatever tomfuckery is going on over here. The building's clocks? Because Nekomaru's radio clock can't be tampered with. Fuck. I hate this one. I need to point that out. I hate this one. Enjoy. Enjoy me going absolutely as slow as I possibly can. Which house had the wrong time? It would have been both houses. It would have had to have been, right? In order for this to work. Don't worry, it's not in V3. Good! I have a feeling at least one of the devs assigned on this game wanted to make a different game. Had to have. They had to have wanted to make a different fucking game.
It's all coming together! You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Isn't that right, Fuyuhiko?
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks have been messed with?
What?
All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
This is truly fantastic!
Alright, he's back on his bullshit.
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
Right, that's the main problem. Now you don't act like you didn't realize. Yeah! Motherfucker knew this. That's why he asked him to check the clocks. We need to clarify back how much the time was off after the killer messed with the clocks. That's definitely the next mystery. I'm going to reach the truth in one go. Oh yeah, I can do this one.
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be? In our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down?
If only I heard the sound when he fell.
I agree with that.
Fascinated.
That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Rumbling?
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell?
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge. What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Didn't, for whatever reason.
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
So how did Gundam pull that off?
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
No, shut up, Nagito. I need to know how she was the lone one that managed to not hear it.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
Excellent work, Akane!
That rumbling sound we heard was at 5:30, and the answer to how much our time was off was literally right in
I
front of
see!
us. I'll pick up.
Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30, and if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30, that means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. So they can lure out just Nekomaru.
Or only Nekomaru?
If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right? From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means.
Besides messing with the time, the killer also used a specific thing. So we're trying to lure out Nekomaru. The specific thing was Monokuma
I see.
Taichi?
That's it. The killer made use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in the morning.
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Great Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right? But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us?
We wouldn't be able to attend on time, but that wouldn't affect Nekomaru. His radio clock had the exact time.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
Then, when I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning...
If I recall, You witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m. And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much it. At that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Taichi, right on schedule.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
Too early! He didn't even ask you yet!
Jeez, how outrageous. I honestly didn't expect everyone to ditch Monokuma Taichi. But it turned out like this after all, so I guess it can't be helped.
When you said everyone, you were including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the meeting time.
Ah, jeez! That's, well, how should I put it? What was it? You know, tripping over a foot, or something like that.
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fault?
Wrong! Too bad!
Liar! I'm right!
That's not it! It's incorrect!
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Huh?
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar!
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Fuyuhiko's going to say next.
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
Are you talking about that alarm?
Oh yeah, he dissociated for a little while and then the alarm went off.
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going off. Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. So that's what it is. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Nope. That is, no.
Really? Was there
In
anyone
fact-
who didn't have an alibi at that time?
Well, Sonia. But more importantly, that would be the perfect way to make sure that there's an alibi. Made me a bit paranoid about about if things crash again. I will be right back. Alrighty, I'm back.
I remember now. The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. But there was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Oh, are we talking about Nagito?
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell?
Who is it? Who's the bastard?
Whoever didn't have an alibi for that time, right? So, Sonia and Nagito wouldn't have an alibi for it. Because Sonia didn't hear it somehow. So I'm gonna...
Crap!
Wait, hold on, is this person really the right one? I should think it over one more time. I feel like she is the more likely option. Like, if we're taking into all
You're the only one!
evidence here.
The one who wasn't there. It's you, right, Nagito?
Wait, are the luxury rooms soundproofed?
That's right. Nagito wasn't there. It was just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
I still love that Gundam looks like an action figure behind the two of them.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy. You weren't in your room, were you?
Were you not in your room?
If that's the case, where were you?
Yeah.
Please, say something!
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
Calm down, Akane.
If I may be frank,
I thought your name was Nagito, but go on.
even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
He couldn't?
You're definitely fucking lying.
However, that is also true for me. It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it.
Because they were both in the, like, fancy-ass rooms. Nagito in his rich kid attitude. And Sonia's a literal princess.
To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes for me too.
Chiaki was also in the luxury room.
I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it. But it wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it? What does that mean?
You still don't know.
Who was in the last? Who was in the last luxury room? Wasn't Fuyuhiko in the other luxury room? And he was already out of the room when the rumbling sound happened. Which would explain why he would have heard it. I could see Chiaki sleeping through that even if she wasn't in that room. Yeah, so could I.
Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common, and I'm sure you'll figure it out.
The only people who didn't hear the rumbling noise were Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. The secret is what these three have in common? Could this also be the secret that points to the killer? Ah, fuck. What? Oh, is it? Ah. Give me a fucking E! Here we go. Thank you, honey. Ah, fuck. Just like deposit that over there. Nope. You gotta like get over here. Sorry, next time I use. There we go.
I got it! Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki, the three of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right? If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
The guest rooms are divided up by quality grade. The deluxe room is soundproof and has excellent air insulation. Ah, it was soundproof. The standard room may have so-so insulation, but it's pretty decent. And the crummy room has severe airflow and draft problems.
The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise...
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve course student talent?
I want to punch the fuck out of him right now.
Now then, you guys must understand by now, right? The true identity of Nekomaru's killer.
I think Nagito's VA is having fun just a hunch. Oh, having a blast has to be.
Oh, hold on a sec. Why does that lead to who the killer is?
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue, and a decisive factor in identifying the killer.
Decisive factor?
Somehow, I feel like I understand what Nagito means. The killer among us. The killer who murdered Nekomaru.
You're the only one!
No hesitation.
Gundam, there's something I want to ask you.
Wait, Gundam was Gundam the other one in the luxury room? Because if so, how did... If he shouldn't have been able to hear the alarm, but he did.
When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Now that you mention it...
To be fair, if Nagito could hear it, I think there's still a good chance he'd just ignore it.
Gundam?
There is only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
Poor Sonia. Yeah! But she has put all her faith in this dude.
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko.
Me?
After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct?
Congrats, Fuyuhiko. Your dissociating, has led us to the killer.
Until the moment that alarm started ringing. right? If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
I tried to grab Sushi's toy and she headbutted me. She was in the process of trying to jump to grab it. Your dissociation saved us all. Yeah!
Even though Mekamaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with the wire.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower. Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving they were in the room.
Just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi.
But because Nagito was the only one in the deluxe room, they basically went, fuck that dude. And didn't check.
Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
Because I was in the lounge.
Good job, Fuyuhiko. Good job, baby gangster. Tenacious,
So
yeah.
the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
Hey, what are you doing? This rock is... It's louder than the supreme ruler of the netherworld bellowing for a sacrifice. Why are you making all that noise so suddenly? I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you fiends and your baby gangsta.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out. That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
Answer me this, including myself in my 4 dark devas of destruction. How many ears do we possess?
Huh?
The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
Gundam, that's not how that works.
Is that your argument?
I think he's just like, you're kidding me, right?
You bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence. At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm.
By coincidence. Uh-huh.
That's
I
right.
totally believe that.
That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Okay, I don't even know how to counter it. Not because it's a good argument, I just don't know what to say. Yeah, like... like, there was a moment of buffering, like... bitch, really?
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
I see. You're still holding out.
Water.
Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway.
So, just to save myself a little bit, V3 doesn't have a character like Nagito, right? Or am I once again going to be absolutely doomed? Oh, I'm gonna be doomed, ain't I? Ah, fuck. Well, it was nice knowing me. By the time I'm done with this game series, I will be a puddle of simp.
So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
There isn't a character exactly like Nagito. Oh, good. Maybe that'll help a little bit. There are a couple I can see being your type. Oh no. That's gonna be great. So why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
Hold on a sec.
You know, Hajime, this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
Nagito, stop monologuing.
Hey! What do you mean the class trial is just the opening act?
Perhaps I should say, it's just a farce. Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers.
I would recommend not doing that. You got enough health problems.
Seriously. Let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
I'm actually kind of surprised it's not been a plot point for you yet.
Nagito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it? At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder. What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Well, yeah, but at the same time, it was a group collapse, you know? Like, if you keep saying boring, I'm going to assume you got possessed by either Junko or Tsubaki. No, we need him to just, like, start laughing and then talk about how boring something is. And then you'll have Tsubaki.
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
Ah, you said opening act again!
Please hold on. We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal.
Oh, she's deep in denial. Gundam, you do have a rebuttal, right?
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption.
I'm sorry, I still think it's so funny that Hyoko's, portrait is lower than the rest of them.
In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct?
Is he going to bring up the fact that, he couldn't have done it because the elevator was damaged from the Grape House side?
Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
I see. The contact elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side.
Unless he left one of the little, pieces of destruction behind to deal with things. Okay.
If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, he wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing. Which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
What's wrong? When something is obviously wrong, then that's when a contradiction is born. Very good, Hajime! There's no such thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome. Oh no, that felt like a very Makoto thing to say.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House...
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already?
The accomplice won. Going to find out.
That elevator was
And
the
then
only
we'll need
means of
to
travel between the two houses.
swing around to the broken, to
As long as that elevator was broken,
where I mentioned broken.
your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House...
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
Ah!
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already? That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House...
Since I was at Strawberry
I like
House
the
at
fun,
that
fun,
time,
fun house one that
there's no
pops up.
question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret
Can
passageway.
I not absorb that one?
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already?
Should I try shooting the accomplice one with the contact contact elevator?
That elevator
I was trying to
the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that
trying to
elevator was
absorb
broken,
the accomplice
your
one,
assumption collapses.
but it wouldn't let me.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
But which one?
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret
I
passageway.
was trying to absorb that one.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already?
It's not that secret passageway one. Is it? I keep
That
missing it
elevator
because it like
was-
goes by so quickly.
The only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
if the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
Okay.
How
There
much
we go.
longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already?
So I'm assuming I need to shoot the elevator is the only way to get between
That elevator
get from one to
was-
the other thing.
The only means of travel between the two.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong! No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Such a method does not exist.
I feel like I have too high of an ambition for Gundam's methods. Because I think it would have been fun if he like left a hamster behind to destroy to like get in there and like chew up a cord or something.
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
Sorry, there's something about the face that he was making. We're back
You're
to
the
him
only
again.
one! Nagito, you should know.
What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right?
Nagito, why are you here? Because I showed up.
There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the third floor of Grape House. Isn't that right?
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show off.
Nagito, I think there's a point where you just accept that the reserve course student is in fact supposed to be in the ultimate course.
But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down, surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma Archive, which is on the third floor of Grape House.
Meaning the third floor and the fourth floor are actually connected.
Yes, very good, Akane. I'm pretty sure we talked about this like way, way, way earlier.
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
Actually, how do you know that particular part, Nagito?
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Infinity Unlimited Flame!
Oh, fuck, I'm about to get like
However, what
attacked
if the killer
in
was unaware of the
in an anime
existence
way.
of the final dead room?
There's no way they didn't know.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion.
The hammer and the wire. Gundam.
If you value your life, you should stop with your scrutiny.
There's no way I can stop.
What did you say? Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Oh, thank you, Hulk.
Even if the turbine box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes.
They're in weird
Provided you
places
use a
inside.
spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
What? This argument is exhausting. Just listening to it makes me tired. I need to skillfully cut back his words so he doesn't
Even
outpace
if
me.
the turbine box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes. Provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities? Even if the turbine box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes. Provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I can't back down!
Oh, hallelujah.
I already proved a secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon. Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the at least pray to the key which dwells in the light!
He probably needs to try providing evidence. He called me a cur. I had to take a moment to process that. If that's the case, I have to do it. The key which dwells in the light that will break through the
limits of
darkness.
your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon. Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom...
Allow me to cut through those words! The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body. The hammer that looked like the weapon, and the chain on the door in the tower. Those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse. Where did the killer obtain them?
The only place I can think of is the Octagon. There were various weapons and tools there. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff like wires, hammers, and chains too.
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the Octagon.
If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
It seems this is the end. Normally we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the case. But there's no reason to waste any more time on this opening act. So I'm going to end this right now.
Hey, what are you...
First of all, by messing with all the clocks in the building, Gundam tried to lure only Nekomaru. The elevator was probably broken by that point. Thanks to that, Nekomaru wasn't able to go to Grape Tower, which was supposed to be the meetup point. So he tried going over to Strawberry Tower, just like we did when we found out the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. At that time, we didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, so he was easily able to enter Strawberry Tower. But surprise! Gundam was waiting for Nekomaru's arrival.
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
Man, Nagito really is fed up with doing this shit, because, like, there was no option to just, like, click. He plowed through that entire thing. I had to double check to make sure I hadn't accidentally set it on auto.
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties, but even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded. They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different plan.
And, without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
He is done with everyone's BS. Well, yeah, originally I was going to joke that he'd taken over Hajime's role of a long summary of what's happened so far. And then he just, like, right through.
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay?
Oh, at least you asked first this time, damn it.
Through this, Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower. There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru, so by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru powerless without fighting it.
Oh?
Hold on! You... What did you just say? That I didn't battle?
Oh, you pissed him off, Nagito!
What's wrong with that?
Don't mess with me! Don't mess with me! I cannot ignore those words!
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all!
He's a murderer! He is. Even if he is a murderer.
Ha! You make me laugh! After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all!
I don't understand anything. What does that mean?
It appears I cannot finish just yet.
Phrasing, Gundam.
Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
Gundam, honey. Phrasing. You could say, I am not finished, instead of I cannot finish.
What do you intend to do?
It's obvious! I'm going to destroy your illusory assumptions!
Are you saying you still have more? You still have room to argue?
Your words. You said I pressed Nekomaru's goodnight button. However, that button was on the back of Nekomaru's neck. To press it, I'd have to get behind him.
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Nekomaru.
It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one situation.
Just as I thought. Truly frail. Succumbing so easily to this simple argument. It was just a mere illusion.
Thank you for being honest about your struggle, Gundam. Please stay on topic. That caught me off guard. I wasn't talking and I almost lost it.
If you want to set me up as the killer, at least surpass your own human limitations.
At least it's calling us humans now, instead of just beings.
That's wrong, Gundam. You're the one who's wrong.
Such a wonderful line. However, I cannot say that I'm satisfied. Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. And as for the other, you must provide a reason that will persuade that human. You have not fulfilled either of those yet.
I guess you really don't want to admit it. Then, just as you requested. Sushi, I am so glad that you stopped trying to crawl underneath my desk. But it would be very nice if you'd quit trying to put the toy under there and then just, like, stare at me. think you're getting tired. You didn't jump after that as quickly. Behind the futon. There you go. Then, wait, what? Did I read that one? I don't think I did. Then, just as you requested. Okay, yeah, I did. I will provide an argument that'll leave you no choice but to be persuaded. Oh no, is this what I think it is? Ah, fuck. It's the PTA meeting.
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! Show me the cadaver! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire!
Sushi, I just, like, said I was happy that you weren't falling
Crushed as
under
David
there
prophesied! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! For the Tanaka Empire! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! It's Nekomaru's back. Do you really think I can get behind him so easily?
This is the end!
I don't think I... Did I do that? Oh, I did that right the first time. Haha!
Even if you didn't get behind Nekomaru, you should have been able to press the button on the back of his neck. As long as you had the power of the hamsters you keep with you.
Oh?
Are you seriously saying he used his hamsters to press the button on the back of Nekomaru's neck?
Yes. In fact, I think I said that when I first said something about suspecting him. And when the button was brought into play.
Of course that'd be impossible for a normal hamster, but it would have been possible for Gundams. In fact, we saw that with our very own eyes, right?
In the theory of evil, in accordance with our ancient contract, the time has come to lend me your aid. Pierce through! Supernova Silver Fox Sandy! Hajime, don't just say the power of your hamsters, call them by their full title. Yes! I knew my suspicions! Suki, what did you do? Suki? Fuck. Hold on. First, once again out of paranoia, I'm going to save this. Anyway. Alrighty then. Had to fix that. Sushi, managed to unplug stuff. But don't worry, it's fixed now. It pressed the button. Truly, this is the Skyline Lamentation art of the Demon Mouse. Soon the door of destiny shall open.
Now that you mention it, after Ibuki was killed in the music venue, one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved the piece of wallpaper from the baton lighting, right? Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been possible.
I do like that she calls them his friends rather than the hamsters. I do think that's cute.
To secretly get one of them behind Mekamaru and press the button on the back of his neck.
How about it, Gundam?
Yeah, get your evil laugh out, honey.
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my subordinates are. I have no recourse but to admit it.
Admit it? Did you say you admit it?
Well, Sonia getting her heart broken over here.
It appears I've obtained a one-way ticket to hell. Fine! Then you must trample me underfoot and advance. Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without sacrifice anywhere.
Oh, he's happy so with his friends. He is. He is so fucking adorable.
Now, trample this life. Trample it as though it were mere trash on the side of the road.
Hey, honey, I need you to calm down. You're starting to channel Nagito.
Pull the curtain strings of this worthless performance with your own two hands.
Alright, time to give the closing argument. Okay. No, it doesn't fit into here. I think it over one more time. Oh, okay. That's there, so this. No? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, wait. Get it. No. Hamster murder. Ah. Still? Ah.
Here's everything that happened in this case.
That's the easiest I think I've
Let's
put one
first
of
go
them
over the
together.
many tricks the killer prepared before they committed the crime. First, they destroyed the contact elevator. This separated Nagito and the others in Strawberry House from our group in Grape House.
Why did you specify Nagito and the others? Like I feel like you could have just said the guys. Or like, you know, the others. Or why'd you have to specify him? Is he living rent-free in your head too?
Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the funhouse by 2 hours. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry House lounge and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 a.m. After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand.
No, you have to separate it from everyone else for the safety. Safety? Yes.
They obtained these tools from the Octagon, which you can enter once you clear the final dead room. This means the killer discovered the secret of the funhouse faster than anybody else. That secret being, Strawberry House and Grape House are actually the same building. On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Grape Tower for a specific reason. There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lounge by coincidence, witnessed Nekomaru. According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 a.m., but by that point, the killer had already messed with our perception of time. In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7 a.m.
I do like the detail that, like, all of the art for this that has, like, characters in it, like, has sunken cheeks from the fact that they haven't been eating.
That's also the same time Monokuma Taichi begins. Nekomaru went to Grape Tower to participate in that. However, because the contact elevator was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Grape Tower.
I also like that, the art looks like, for Nekomaru, looks like he's one of those, like, little walking robot toys that, like, you know, swings one arm and one leg up and, and walks like that.
So he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower. But the killer was waiting for him there. With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the good night button on the back of Nekomaru's neck. This forced him to enter sleep mode, rendering him immobile.
I'm so curious as to what Gundam's execution's gonna be, though.
From there, the killer began preparing to use the ultimate weapon. First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to 7:30 a.m. so he'd wake up. Then they tied him up with a metal wire, tied the tip of the wire into a loop, and hung it on the doorknob. After leaving Strawberry Tower, the killer then destroyed the door button to Strawberry Hall. They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower, and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building's structure that they used to kill Nekomaru. Then, they used the secret octagon passageway to travel to Grape House. After arriving at Grape Hall, they pressed the button to open the door to the tower. When that happened, the elevator-like floor of the tower began descending. And Nekomaru's body was still inside, dangling upside down in midair from the wire. The killer entered Grape Tower to see if their setup was successful. And placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon, then wrapped a chain around the back door. This was done to make us falsely believe we couldn't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall. With this, the killer finished their setup and tried to go back to their room using the secret passage, so they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall. But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge.
Look at Fuyuhiko down there, just like...
As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, time ran out. The lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually 7:30. To avoid a worst-case scenario, the killer was forced to appear in front of Fuyuhiko with the others. When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also the same time Nekomaru was waking up. He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully. Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob.
There's something about the way he said sway his body powerfully that caught me off guard. Like, that's a strange way to describe that.
But because there was a heavier load than expected, the doorknob ended up breaking. Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the way to the 1st floor. He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and died. The sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed throughout the funhouse. However, by this point, the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob and Fuyuhiko. Meaning, the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room, because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge. That someone is Gundam Tanaka. I can't think of anyone else but you.
Oh, I love this art of Gundam.
Splendid. That was splendid. For a mere human, you did quite well.
Stop. Stop it already. Stop using weird words to avoid the truth.
Akane, honey.
Or I'll friggin' kill you myself!
I cannot believe it. I just cannot believe.
The girls are going through it this trial.
You killed Nekomaru? I cannot believe something like that.
You don't wish to forgive me? Do you feel regret? Then finish it! Cast your impure votes for Gundam Tanaka! My beloved, deadly foes, let the voting time begin!
Hey, I didn't do half bad.
This result isn't all that exciting.
I don't know, I think this was a good class trial.
Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Please pull the lever! Crap! I bit my tongue at the most important part!
Is there any point in this game where it has one of the, like, false endings, I guess? Like, the first game did? You deserve it, Monokuma. Monokuma does deserve it. Ugh. It'd be bad if I bit my tongue again, so I'll speak slowly. Judging from the result,
Yahoo!
you guys were correct once again. Getting 4 in a row without any mistakes is a splendid achievement. That's right, the one who killed the robotic Nekomaru in the amazing funhouse was Gundam Tanaka.
Nice!
Yee! I said all that without biting my tongue.
Now then.
Now that we've decided who the killer is, let's do the execution already and get this over with. Hold on. Shu's class trial is finished, but that doesn't mean the incident is over. We can't finish it until we hear it from Gundam.
Jeez.
No matter what he says, it won't change a thing. Well, I have no right to stop you either, so do whatever you like.
Fall, my tears.
Why do you want to talk to one who has lost? The loser merely leaves. It would be unnecessary for me to say something.
Listen well.
Is what I would like to say, but for honor's sake, I shall correct one thing. Correct?
How pitiful.
You guys said I made Nekomaru powerless without fighting him. However, it is a great mistake. Eh?
Fine.
Nekomaru did fight. That is no mistake. And because he fought, he lost and died.
Damn it!
Lost and died?
This, too, must be the will of causality.
If he was just trying to cling to life, there are many ways he could have done so. However, he did not allow that.
You.
What do you mean? Explain. Fine then. Then I shall reveal it all.
Let's make history.
Within the final dead room, I discovered the secret of the funhouse. And I devised a killing plan utilizing that secret. By tampering with all the clocks in the building, I succeeded in luring Nekomaru to the tower. And this is what happened. Ooh. Nekomaru and I were alone in the tower, standing face to face with one another. I should say I expected as much from Nekomaru. He sensed my subtle killing intent and instantly understood the situation. And we had ourselves a stare down. In that situation, if he wanted to run away, it would have been easy for him to do so. He could have run away, or even called for help. But he did not turn his back to me. Instead, he chose to fight. He chose a fight that risked life and death.
That is...
A fight that risked life and death.
Let me tell you this.
He was serious too. He gave it his all to try to kill me. If I had died instead, the mystery surrounding the case would have been even more complicated. You would never know why I, the victim, went to the tower by myself.
I can see it!
Nobody would know that the victim, me, was actually the one who planned the whole thing.
Could it be?
Nekomaru really did that.
Sensing even my subtle killing intent, as expected of you, Nekomaru.
The scorching, stinging, tense atmosphere. I've been a team manager for so long, I'd nearly forgotten this. This is great! What a comforting atmosphere!
Comforting? Nekomaru.
That's a great line.
And what is your reason? Do you intend to resolve this situation by killing me?
I am the Warlock, Gundam Tanaka. Heroes, Lords of Darkness, and even the gods themselves flee from me.
Nekomaru, one question. What TC do you usually manage? Actually, that's a good question. Like, is there a team out there that's like wondering where their manager is and not knowing that their manager's never coming back now?
I need not cling to any trivial reason. I'm simply going to kill you because your very existence is an annoyance.
You'll drench your soul with evil until the bitter end, huh? Splendid! In response to your spirit, I shall kill you with all of my might!
So I was right on the count of them, like, doing this kind of thing, but I was wrong with the reasoning.
I won't go easy on you! Don't even think about holding back! Don't waste your breath on cowardly tactics! Give me everything you got!
Nekomaru Nidai, your blood will drench the foundation of my empire!
Oh, that's a hell of a line. Oh no.
That is...
Why? Why did you fight? We are all friends. Could you imagine if he didn't die? Hey, your team manager got seriously injured. He's fine now, but he's a robot now. Oh yeah, that would be a hell of a thing to try to explain. Actually, I think all of this would be a hell of a thing to try to explain to any teams he's managed. Just like, hey, look, so you're gonna need a new team manager. Not just because he died, but because he got seriously injured, turned into a robot, and then got murdered in a funhouse. Why couldn't you stop this? Even if both sides agreed, it was still wrong. I will not argue. I have no intention of forcing my values upon you.
Let me tell you this.
However, I must say this. What's the point of living if you're just waiting until you finally die? Hey, I don't need an existential crisis.
You weakling!
There's nothing courageous about that. That is abandonment. A mere feeling of resignation. Even though it was just supposed to be a short school trip. That's so cool. Short school trip. Yes, Lindsay. Wait, are you telling us to just wait until we starve to death? I'd rather have that happen to us than have our friends kill each other. Huh? Do you mean that you'd rather die?
Fall, my tears.
Ever since we were locked inside that building, everyone had been dominated by that feeling of abandonment. However, nothing is born from resignation. That is simply a reason to give up.
If you flinch, you will die!
Giving up on life, that's just an insult to life itself.
Let me ask.
Have you fools heard of the term dog eat dog? Cannibalism? No, Shiaki!
Fine.
Oh, apparently yes. In zoology, cannibalism is a commonly observed phenomenon. Many creatures at some point in their lifespan engage in cannibalism.
Listen well!
That is what it means to live. If you say killing for the sake of living is evil, then what would you call giving up on life itself? Hey Gundam, I'd like to reiterate, I don't need an existential crisis from this.
I shall engulf this world.
If a world would consider that justice, then I will fight that world with every last fiber of my being. Giving up on life and choosing death is nothing but a blasphemy toward life.
I renounce you!
It is a violation of the natural order. It is the arrogance of humanity. Oh, really? Go, go, go.
You.
Are you saying all that to try to justify what you did?
But
it sounds like Nekomaru felt the same too. That's why they fought, right?
Damn it.
Ah!
Fine.
That man had the courage to die when he needed to die. That is why he challenged me to our battle. Regardless, as I've already said, I do not intend to force my values upon you fools. I have betrayed you. That is the absolute truth.
Fall,
But
my tears.
even so, don't you think it's a better alternative than slowly starving to death here?
Oh.
That belief is why you committed your crime.
You...
Hey, what about the final dead room? Did you do the Russian roulette too?
Let's make history.
Unlike Nagito, I only did it once, but compared to my battle with Nekomaru, that was mere child's play.
Well?
You know, after listening to you talk for a while, I'm starting to think that, well, it's also because you unexpectedly admitted your crime without much resistance. Gundam, don't tell me. You didn't sacrifice yourself for our sake, did you? Oh, fuck, was I right on that part too? I can't believe you would ask such a foolish question.
My name is Gundam Tanaka!
Just who do you think I am? I am Gundam Tanaka, history's greatest monster. My cursed existence is feared by all mankind. There's no way I'd sacrifice myself for the sake of you fools.
Fade like dust in the wind.
Not in a million, not in a billion, not in 10,000 billion years. In the name of pandemonium. It is impossible. Is that it? Then I'll just leave it at that. Now then, let us be rid of this foolish talk. It's about time the fun started. Monokuma, let us begin!
Yes, indeed.
Yay! Did it! I have prepared a special punishment for the ultimate breeder, Gundam Tanaka.
Please wait!
I still wish they would have gone with a different translation there. But please wait, this is just too much.
I beg of you!
Please, Monokuma, please help Gundam.
Huh?
Miss Sonia?
I beg of you!
Please, I beg of you.
How pitiful.
Sonia. An act as unrefined as stopping a man from going to his death does not befit a noble such as yourself. Gundam. It's fine to start for reals, right?
Fine.
Yes, I do not mind. However,
What is it, my four dark devas of destruction?
he didn't want them, especially Sonya, to feel bad. Yeah. Gundam, why are you doing this to me?
Are you worried about me? Oh, my feared four dark devas of destruction. That is not like you at all.
Oh no.
However, there is no need to fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visitor. I was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is complete, I must return to the darkness. That is why, until the very end, pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing. Let us laugh uproariously!
Gundam, I worry about you a little bit.
That is Gundam Tanaka! I shall stick with my evil until the very end! Open sesame pandemonium! I shall fill hell with true hell!
You going on a bit of a tangent here, Gundam.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Gundam, you're adorable and bad at sticking with evil. Yeah, he really is. Like, he is. I love him. What, pineapple? A pineapple. Oh, it's fruit. Oh! He put them to the side. Wait, who's gonna take care of his fucking hamsters? Hey, Gundam, what you doing, buddy? Gundam? Hey, Gundam? Oh, I can just see Kazuichi. Gundam, you're an interesting one. You're so fucking precious, Gundam. Gundam! No! Even after Gundam is gone, the spirit of his parting words still lingered deep in our chests. Don't give up on life? Did I misunderstand what he meant? Then what's the right thing to do? I don't know. No matter how much I think about it, I don't know if I'll ever be able to answer that.
Damn it.
Damn it. Damn it! I'm so pissed off I need to throw something.
Damn it!
You all spend so much time worrying about each other, and thanks to that, things ended up like this. You're all full of shit, every last one of you. The biggest piece of shit is me.
The worst.
Damn it, why am I so weak?
Oh.
It's such a downer, clearly. But still, even though we feel this way, we still gotta do our very best.
You are right.
This time around, we must move forward. We must continue to live and believe in our friends. If not,
You are right.
Gundam will most likely crawl his way out of hell, and I presume he will be very cross with us. You're right? You're right. I just want to hug her. I mean, I want to hug Akane too, but I'm pretty sure she'd punch the living shit out of me. And as much as I would like that, it is not the appropriate time to like being punched the fuck out. We shouldn't just stand here. I mean, it's not like this is over. We still have to do it. We still have to finish this. For the sake of our friends who have died, we need to finish this once and for all. So, don't just stand there. Stand up and walk. Move forward. Live. If you don't, everyone who fought and died will have died in vain. We can't allow that.
Hey! Hey!
So, how long are you guys gonna sit around chattering? The class trial is over, so it's okay if you hurry back over to Jabberwock Island. However, the killing school trip will proceed as usual, so make sure you know that.
Wait!
Hold on! How much longer are you gonna keep doing this? Seriously, how long is he gonna keep doing this? How long is this going to continue?
Now then.
Alright, after feeling down for so long and finally feel refreshed, let's hurry back and eat some food. Wow, you bounced back quick. Hold on. Hold on a sec. That move shift is too damn fast.
It's not like that.
Well, you know, it's like Gundam and Nekomaru said. That's what it means to live, right?
Huh.
She's certainly something else. But seriously, I'm starving.
Hey.
Then let's go back for now and eat. By the way, I think I figured out what I like so much about Chiaki's design, and I think it's how much pastel there is. And then there's like one shade that's darker that almost feels like it doesn't fit with the rest of the colors, but it does at the same time. If you put those emotions in a box and throw away the key quick. Yeah, she did. And then, after we're full, let's sleep as much as we want.
Right?
And then, let's do our best again. Yeah, you're right. With this, the class trial has come to an end, and once again, we return to Jabberwock Island. The size of our group has definitely diminished, but despite that, even if it was just the rest of us, we did our best to stay upbeat and have fun together. Of course, our optimism was only superficial, but at that moment, we were able to forget about the dark despair looming before us. However, the only thing I was worried about was him. He wasn't there. He suddenly disappeared from our sight. Oh, fuck, where'd Nagito go? Bitch, what are you up to? Yep, I'm definitely lucky. Never expected to obtain so many valuable things from a simple game of Russian roulette. Thanks to that, I was able to learn the identity of our true enemy. And before everyone else, too. It's just too funny. I mean, no one could tell that I was lying. There's no way the file had just Hajime's information. Someone needs to put a leash on him. Yeah, and tie the leash to, like, a stake in the yard or something. Or, alternatively, like, the bedpost to his cottage. Just, like, let him stay there. Don't let him out. Don't let him wander around. Don't let him get into trouble. Don't let him con anybody. Like, nothing. He can sleep and shower. And eat. Can't forget to let him eat after, you know, what Kazuichi and Nekomaru did to him. Wait, no. You know what? You're right. I guess they were too busy with other matters. Or maybe they've reached their limits. Regardless, I was saved. Neither of them will be happy. Yeah, good point. You need to chain the two of them together. Things would get complicated if they found out. Anyway, I can't forgive this.
Damn it.
This should never be forgiven. There's no way I can let this run loose. I'll be the one who stops this once and for all. Nagito, Why do I suspect you also took a gun from the room? Even if it cost me my life.
It's obvious.
For the sake of hope, I cannot ignore this.
Monokuma appears!
Oh, right! Monokuma has arrived! Who summoned me?
Now then.
Ah. All of a sudden, no, he hasn't. I feel like he'd be the one that I would be most suspicious would, like, whip out a gun. Thanks for coming.
What's this?
Why, it's lonely little Nagito! Are you all alone tonight, too?
What's the matter?
So what's up? Your face looks scary. I see. So you can tell. Ah, perhaps you found out who the traitor is? You know me well.
Well.
That's what I'd like to say, but unfortunately I haven't learned that yet. I see. So even you don't know, huh? Looks like the final showdown is going to take a little more time.
Hello.
So, why'd you summon me anyway? Were you finally going to confess your love?
Hey.
I summoned you because there's something I really need to ask you. It's about the special prize from the final dead room. Oh yeah? What about it? There was information about 16 people in the file I received. But isn't that weird?
Say what?
What's weird?
You don't even know?
Well, there's a traitor from the Future Foundation hiding among us, right? Including that person, the total number of students would be 16, right?
Isn't that right?
But this file contains documents that were created at Hope's Peak Academy, right?
Of course.
That's it. I just reused the stuff that the former headmaster spent a lot of time making.
But...
If this file even contains information about the traitor, was that person also a former student of Hope's Peak Academy?
Who knows?
I wonder.
Hey.
Could it be? Is this your door? Did you slip false information into the file? Wait. Is there someone who wasn't a student of Hope's Peak at all in that file somehow? Were you trying to keep us from learning the traitor's identity by obtaining this information? What's wrong with that? It's my job to heat things up. It's okay if I do something small like that, right?
Well...
That's not my point.
Right?
My point is, you already know who the traitor is. What's wrong with that?
You're getting all riled up.
Well, you're swimmingly correct when you say I knew who the traitor was all along. But even though I know who it is, why do you think I ignored it on purpose? It's just like Monami after losing her magic stick. The traitor's existence means absolutely nothing to me. Their existence means nothing, huh?
No, no.
Well, that's just how I feel. I'm sure you guys feel somewhat different.
Shing!
After all, that person's the evil Future Foundation lackey who's putting you guys through all this awful stuff. Who do I think the traitor is? I'm not sure. Because, like, I'd almost say it's Kazuichi with how paranoid he seems to be all the time, but I don't think he could hold it together enough to be a traitor. Though he is very willing to like point the finger at Hajime and be like, you must be the traitor because you don't remember who you are, like what your ultimate is. But I'm not entirely sure. I guess I should probably start erasing stuff. Let's see, who else is left? It's not erasing them because he's there, but oh well. I would almost think it's Nagito. I'm not gonna lie. But I feel like at some point he would figure, like, he would have to out himself in the process of, like, trying to chase down the traitor. And the only other thing that I can think of immediately would be that there's somebody that we haven't seen somehow that's not, like, actually a student of the class, and therefore wouldn't be included in the class trials. That's not entirely true. I didn't really come here to fight or anything like that. Instead, I came here to offer my cooperation, you know? Nagito, you bastard!
Huh?
Cooperation?
Hey,
Your purpose is to fill everyone on this island with despair, right? That's why you're intentionally letting the traitor do as they please, right?
Yep.
Yep, yep.
I...
That's the case. I might be able to cooperate somewhat too.
Right?
However, in exchange, I want to know who the traitor is. I see. Interesting. Very interesting.
No.
Obviously, that's a big no-no.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I want to make everyone in your group feel despair. That includes you two.
Well...
Oh, I knew you would say that.
Hmm.
Besides, I just wouldn't be able to handle the sadness when you inevitably betray me later on. Just as I thought, you saw right through me.
You're right.
No matter what situation I find myself in, my core way of thinking will never change. In order to create absolute hope that shines brightly, stepladders such as myself and despair exist. You're right. You're a true believer of hope after all. I must say, that belief reminds me of that person for some reason.
Huh?
Reminds you... I don't know who you're talking about, but if someone as worthless as me reminds you of some other person, they must be extremely unlucky.
Like...
You're just unlucky, right? I mean, the fact that you're even involved in something like this.
Well...
Am I? I think I'm very lucky.
Say what?
You don't know?
Wouldn't you say that coming across this much despair is a rather rare opportunity? I can't rely on anyone on this island. That's why I have to be the one who does it. If I can eliminate despair from this island, I won't be a stepladder anymore. I'll become true hope. I'll become an existence that could even be called ultimate hope. The two of you are alike. You definitely remind me of him.
Hey.
Hey, there's one more thing I want to ask you.
See?
Who are you waiting for on this island? Huh? Looks like I'm right again. You're definitely waiting for someone on this island. Is the person you're waiting for already on this island?
Hey.
Well, answer my question.
That's...
If that's the case, if that person is already on this island, wouldn't that be exciting? Yeah. Huh. Nagito is playing Monokuma. I would be happy if it wasn't clear he was fucking planning something. Yeah.
Danganronpa.
Oh, look at his earring. Yes, I would like to save current progress. Alright, that's where I'm going to, Gundam dropped it again. He did! This is where I'm going to stop for the night. Oh. And, hello. This is where I'm going to stop for the night, and I am... The real reason the spell didn't work. And I will, continue next week. Oh, and I've gotta make the schedule for next week too. Thank you for watching. I hate that I was right. Good night. You seem to be right about a lot with these. Yeah, I enjoy like detective-y stuff. Well, like I don't know how to describe it. Like crime stuff. And I mean, I did once study this kind of stuff. So I guess at least I can put my partial education to to the test. Right. Good night.